Hello and welcome to A Star to Steer Her by Keanussance 6, The Matrix Reloaded.
Ooh.
Reloaded.
Yeah.
Pew pew.
I'm Chris, and joining me today are...
Ames.
Captain Jake.
Oh, I should have been Agent Ames.
Oh, I should have been Councilman Doherty.
So many captains, and they're so catty.
Oh, I know. The bitchiest sons of bitches.
Yeah, so Caitlin took the blue pill this week, so she's not joining us. We were supposed to have a guest who we apparently, left somewhere in
There was
the
an
Matrix.
EMP.
Yeah.
Agent Smith downloaded into his brain. And
There we go.
And now he's an Agent Smith.
Yeah.
What wouldn't we all wish to be so?
I mean, I wish I could say Mr. Anderson with that level of, I know we haven't even started, but,
Hugo Weaving nails it.
One of my favorite things about Enterprise was how Silic would say John. And
What a few good things about Enterprise.
Yeah. And what's beautiful about this is just listening to Hugo Weaving say Mr. Anderson. I'm not even going to try to replicate it because it's just so perfect. But yes, The Matrix Reloaded. How on earth is Agent Smith even back? Because he blew up at the end of the last movie. Well, tough shit, it doesn't actually say. What does happen in this movie? Well, we start with a dream, a prophetic-seeming dream that Neo is having where Trinity dies.
Whoopsie.
And
his pants are off.
Yes.
And his teeth fall out.
Wait. Yeah, I mean, honestly, not a lot happens. There's a lot of overlong action sequences. We find out
Some of them deserve it.
Yeah, but, so we go to Zion, and we get to see the absolute shithole that humanity lives in. We find out that maybe, there's a bit more... Not everyone is in the same mind of how the war should be going. Turns out Morpheus is...
He sounds like a cult leader.
It's we'll get to it, but yeah, he's maybe a cult leader or maybe the most popular man in the city. It kind of goes back and forth. They have to find the key maker so that they can get to the source of the Matrix to, I guess, bring it down.
To fulfill his prophecy of writing the best song that unites the planet, right?
Yes, yeah, exactly. So they gotta talk to this obnoxious Frenchman whose wife betrays him because apparently the machines have petty jealousies now. And then, when you think of sort of the iconicness of the first film, you have effectively the inverse with one of the more infamous moments from this franchise with The Architect, which is parodied almost as much as Bullet Time, but with far less reverence. And we find out that Keanu is the sixth, the one, and they have destroyed humanity and
number one?
Reset things a bunch of times, and he's all time to do it again, bitch. And Keanu's fuck you. And then Trinity does get shot and killed, but he's computer Jesus and is your mind just thinks you're dead. Stop it. And then to be continued.
Ooh. To be concluded,
yes,
said.
Sorry, concluded.
Yes.
And then they do a fourth one decades later.
Now, I wish...
the third one, though, came out shortly after
6 months, yeah.
Yeah.
And they filmed them concurrently.
It wasn't brutal. It's it was less time than a typical season of TV.
Yeah, in this day and age, yeah, fuck. So, I wish I had known, because I think I had mentioned before that, I have not seen either of the sequels since I saw them in theaters. So, I was not prepared, because otherwise I would have been ready to do a pointless slow-mo count. This movie, very unfortunately...
You'll have to go watch it again.
No. This movie, like, suffers from, like, it feels like somebody trying to copy the Matrix that doesn't understand the Matrix, but it's the people that made the Matrix.
Yeah, it very much feels like, I don't know, I guess some of my critique of this film is going to be quite similar to my critique of Bogus Journey, where it's like you had this film that came out, it was a hit, it was a huge hit, bigger than they could have expected, and then they had to go bigger with the sequel, and in this case, they just decided to turn everything up to 11.
Yes, you thought one Agent Smith was hard. We're going to have 80 Agent Smiths.
Oh, I heard you liked Agent Smith, dog.
I do like Agent Smith, dog.
I heard you like bullet time, dog. I heard you like kung fu action scenes, dog. And like literally everything. If like somebody went on and made like a listicle of like, oh, the top 5 coolest things from The Matrix, and it's like the Wachowskis went and got that list and were like, okay, we're just going to do all these things 4,000 times.
Yeah. Like, you know, I remembered that, you know, the zeitgeist largely has been like the sequels just aren't as good. And I will say that I don't think this was like the level of disaster I had thought maybe it was going to be. It's just too much movie.
Yeah.
There's like, a lot of
too much movie, and it's too much Matrix. It's too much of a good thing. It's overboard, I think.
Yeah, it's funny because I largely go in and am entertained by this movie. But it's in such a different way than I'm entertained by the original Matrix, because that one has like the interesting thought experiments we have that we talked about a whole lot last week, and it has a premise that's fascinating. Yeah. And it's also the first one, so it's the first time you see all the things.
Yeah.
And in this one, I just find it fun to look at. Like the Burly Brawl is hypnotic. I could watch Hugo Weavings for days, even if by the end they're all CGI and look kind of terrible.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. Yeah. Like that whole scene, I hate that scene. I think it's one of the worst scenes ever. I love
that scene
because it's just so ridiculous, and then halfway through it just switches to a cartoon. It just like
it does turn into a video game, and they use some of it for the video game.
Yeah, no surprise.
Like it doesn't look, and maybe at the time. I always feel like, you know, I'm looking at older films that use CG with a modern lens, and like it might be not fair to them because I'm sure for the time it was groundbreaking.
But we just watched the first The Matrix, which was 4 years before this, and still holds up.
It still holds up because they used a lot of practical effects. Yeah. They used, you know, we talked about how they did the bullet time in camera and all that stuff like that. All looked good. And when they did use CG in the first Matrix, it was sort of subtle, or if not subtle, I mean, well done. You know, it was done in a way that didn't overdo it. Whereas this, you have these ridiculous physics. You have the, you know, they did say what you will. They did not have the technology at this time to do fully realistic CG human characters.
No, I remember when it switched to the CG partway through that fight, like I was like, wow, this, you know, if this was a PS3 cutscene, I'd have been blown away.
Oh yeah, totally.
But that's I think what it gets to is like that fight is really fun. And then it keeps going. And you're like, oh, we're still doing it? Oh, and now it's CG. Like if it had just maybe if it had actually just ended right when it went full CG, like if Keanu Reeves had just flown away then, maybe it would have been the right length.
But like, I think they thought they could. They thought they were at the level where they had the technology to do it. No one told them because no one knew yet how much better it would look today. Obviously,
but my thing is, I think even if it had looked better, though, it was just long. Like all the action sequences were long. Like I was getting Mandalorian vibes again, where it was just like, guys, please.
Yeah, having just watched that movie a few weeks ago, I had the same thought. It's like, oh, was it? Yeah, having just watched that film, watching this did very much, like, I had the same thought. It's just fight scene after fight scene after fight scene with, like, and the other thing that kind of irritates me about this, so comparing to the first film, I think one of the points I made was that like it's a pretty basic story. You know, they go into the Matrix, they go to Grandma's house.
She gives us a fetch quest.
They run into trouble, and they go back and they say, you know, they do the hero thing. It's pretty straightforward. There's a villain, Cypher, who makes sense, who has a motivation. Who the more I've been thinking about Cypher, the one thing I realize is how the fuck did he get into the Matrix to go have dinner with with Agent Smith? Doesn't was Tank in on this? What the fuck happened? How did he get in the Matrix? Anyway, different thing. Point is, sorry, I didn't think of that until like this week when I was thinking about the movie, and I was like, I should have brought that up last week. So I brought it up now, and that'll really something your noodle, whatever the Oracle says. Anyway, so yeah, we have a pretty straightforward movie in the Matrix with a pretty straightforward villain. You know, the agents are interesting and they're used sparingly. And then this film, it's like, okay, we're going to have this crazy action film, constant action, and then we're not going to have a really defined villain character. I guess Smith is the villain, but we don't understand really what he's doing or why.
Know. Yeah, we don't know his motivation at all.
He seems to be
He's at
adversaries.
Odds with the other agents.
Like he's not like is he not part of the Matrix? Is he his own thing now?
He seems to be his own thing, yeah.
It makes no sense. Why does he have such a hard-on for Neo if Neo supposedly freed him or whatever? Anyway, so we don't really understand what he's doing. Other adversaries are like the mean Morpheus's boss, who seems like kind of a jerk, but that doesn't really affect anything because the nice old white man was like, okay, I'm going to overrule what the military wants to do. And
I expected him to be a bad guy, and I forget if this comes up in the next film. He
should have been a bad guy.
He has the face of a traitor.
He has the face of a guy that you would expect to be the turncoat in the film.
Yeah, to be the Cypher of this film.
He has the face of Admiral Doherty without his beard, because that's who the actor is.
That's who the actor is.
I was sitting there and I was like, I know this guy. Who the fuck is this? And I Googled it and I was like, I don't think I've ever seen him without a beard.
So we're just predisposed to think that man is evil because of Admiral Doherty.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. But yeah, it was kind of weird that like, because it seems like most of the leadership of Zion are people of color, and then like the council are like that guy and that old lady who looked kind of but wasn't.
And Cornel West.
Oh yeah, Cornel West. Yeah, he's black. That's true. But you know, they're out there and they're like, yeah, no, we're gonna go with Morpheus.
Yeah, that's one thing that's weird is like when you kind of look at the extras in Zion, they actually do a good job of like the crowd is very racially diverse. But yeah, a lot of the lines still go to white people. Yeah.
Anyway, that aside, I don't know. I just think that they really over-egged the pudding in this film in so many ways. And then by the end, when your mind is already mush, then we meet the fucking architect, and it's just
the exposition spewing architect.
And
I don't think what he said was actually very hard to understand if you could parse his manner of speaking.
Yeah.
But the way they wrote that character to speak in that way was just was a fucking choice.
I mean, here's the thing.
I did not like it.
They were very prescient, right? Because this is what, 2001 to 3?
Oh, when it was being filmed, it would have been earlier, yeah.
Yeah, but we're still talking baby internet. This guy just, like, really nailed the kind of jackass you get into an argument with online who thinks that because he's used some big words correctly, his point is more salient. But really, his point is still dumb. He just used a big word to say it.
Yeah. Ergo, yeah. Whatever.
I mean, I will admit, too, like, because I remember that. It's like, doesn't he just say some total word salad? And then I watched it. It's like, oh, no, he's completely comprehensible. He's just... Again, he bought a thesaurus and thinks he's smart.
I totally wasn't even paying attention during that whole scene because I was just watching all the monitors in the background.
Fair.
Which I'm sure a lot of people did because they're funner to look at. Yeah,
again, you can't fault the visuals still. They've still got a great eye.
One thing that I do kind of wish, because, when we meet our new Zion friends, Will Smith's wife and co, and they also meet up in the Matrix, and they're all also dressed like dominatrixes.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why is this what we choose to look like when they're in the Matrix? I want the one freed mind who just wants to wear a Hawaiian shirt around.
I'd love to. Watching someone do Matrix fighting in like casual clothes would be kind of great. Because that was one thing that sort of annoyed me, is like, great, you've got more money, but you've made some bad choices with it. Like, I get that even in the first movie, like, yeah, they all dressed kind of snazzy. They all looked like they were going to, the club, but still in a slightly subtler way. Like, Keanu Reeves was in a black overcoat. He could go but now he's in this bizarre semi-priest robe.
It is beautiful.
It is, but it's like he is going to stand out walking down the street. Like, there's no blending in anymore. And, Trinity's outfit, went from being sort of dark leather to being vinyl. So again, she's shiny. And it's like, guys, you
can see yourself in her ass.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like, I get why, but it's like, but it doesn't make sense. I don't know. Although, again, cannot fault I can't think of his real name right now, blanking, but Morpheus looks fucking great in purple.
Larry
Fishburne.
Yes, Lawrence Fishburne.
Larry
Thank you.
Fishman.
But yeah, that's the thing, is like, I kind of wish there was a little less action and a little more fleshing out the new things we've learned. Like, it's interesting.
I think the whole idea of Neo still doesn't quite know what his legacy is. That's interesting. It's the same as fucking Bill and Ted Face the Music, which is fine with me.
True.
In that it's, he seems restless. He seems like, I've been doing this thing forever now, and we're not getting anywhere, and the monsters are coming.
Yeah, well, it's you see the chosen one narrative so often, and like with so many of them, like, they resist the call to adventure, and they give in and they accept their role, and then they just kind of know what they're doing. It's kind of cool to see, like, I'm the chosen one. Now what? And everyone goes, I don't know, you're supposed to know, you're the chosen one. And he's like, fuck.
Yeah, because the first Matrix doesn't end with him, like, saving everyone. The first Matrix ends with him accepting his place.
Yeah.
And these are the movies, this one and Revolutions are the movies where he actually has to be the hero.
Yeah. Yeah.
And what is that story?
Yeah, and it is interesting finding out that he's like, I don't actually automatically know like a hero normally does. That's compelling. I also find it interesting. It's like, now that we're seeing more than just Morpheus's crew's perspective, it's like, oh, some people think Morpheus is fucking insane.
He does sound fucking insane. He's had the ones before, and apparently it's gone poorly.
And like, that was one thing that was, like, that was kind of annoying, was like, the way some people talk about him, he's kind of a crackpot. But then when he's at the cave rave, like, everyone's excited to see him. So it starts to feel like,
so well.
Yeah. And it feels like, all right, so wait, do people think he's crazy, or do people, like, it would have been better if at the cave rave, not everyone was super excited to see him, and like maybe half the crowd was like, oh, this fucking guy.
I mean, I think that people in the cave were more interested in just getting down to fucking. True.
God, speaking of lasting too long, that whole sequence could have been about 3 minutes shorter.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't think it needed to be a sequence at all. Honestly, nothing that happened. I mean, I know it's all set up for the third movie, but like nothing that happened in Zion was remotely interesting to me at all.
I don't know. Neo and Trinity fuck in a brick pizza oven.
It's true. I do love me some pizza sex.
Am I misremembering the first? Am I misremembering the first one? I thought they had a whole sequence where like they removed his body plugs. Like the head one stays in, but I thought they removed all the other ones. Did they retcon that?
No, they had them all. They showed them they fiddled with them when they were regenerating. But yeah,
okay.
They didn't get rid of the plugs.
Okay. But yeah, like it would have been more interesting maybe to see a bit more, in the, it's gonna sound crazy, especially this was it's so weird to think that at the same basic sort of period of 10-ish, 7 to 10-ish years, you've got this trilogy releasing overlapping with the Lord of the Rings trilogy and the prequels.
The Star Wars prequels.
Yeah, and it's just like, what a fucking bonkers time for like major franchise cinema. And on the one hand, people often goof on especially episode 1 for its like overly long political bullshit scenes. And it's like, maybe like move over a little bit of the political bullshit from episode 1 into this, and move a little bit of the action into episode 1 from this, and rebalance both of them. Because again, I did kind of want to see more of that. It was interesting at the same time to find out that even the machines are not a monolith. Like, they've kind of turned into people with factions and petty bickering, and they get married for reasons, and then have affairs for some reason, and I'd have rather explored that than had a 20-minute chase scene.
Okay. Explain to me, because I don't think I understand this element at all. And I think it's the Oracle that says, I think it's the Oracle. Screw me if I'm wrong. Who says like, oh, you ever see like a ghost or something?
Yeah.
Or something that shouldn't be there? Like vampires or werewolves or aliens?
Yeah.
Those are echoes from previous matrices. And I was thoroughly lost.
Oh, I thought she was saying that those are programs that are not behaving properly. Like, I thought that's what she said.
I think it's a bit of both. Yeah.
I'm confused. Everyone's confused.
I thought
don't
what she
know
was
why we
saying
needed
was
this.
that all of these like monsters, ghosts, aliens are just examples of like programs that aren't doing what they're supposed to be doing, and was like foreshadowing the twins who can like phase into ghost form and
also,
scary.
Didn't Persephone's 2 bodyguards, weren't they werewolves?
That's what seemed to be implicit by her
and
mentioning
that's why she had silver bullets. Yeah.
But we never actually see the one who lived wolf out, which is like, come on, why cock tease me with that?
Because we don't need werewolves in a movie about the Matrix.
Right,
we didn't need most of this shit. Like I don't think the twins. The twins are ridiculous. I don't understand what they were doing.
They're ridiculous, but I love their look, and I fucking adore that it's some Alton Brown and Jamie Savage? Jamie something. From Mythbusters.
The Mythbuster, yeah.
I want to say Jamie Savage.
No, it's Adam Savage and Jamie Heineman.
Okay, it was Adam Savage then. The two of them cosplayed as the twins.
Delightful.
And it's the cutest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, I didn't mind the twins as a concept. Like, yeah, they are computer things. Why should they have to follow the rules? Like, if you've now got, computer Jesus, then, like, yeah, the enemies have to level up too. And that was actually something that kind of frustrated me with this one, was that, in the first movie, the whole thing was like, unless you're Neo, run the fuck away from an agent, Now, Trinity and Morpheus hold their own against agents without breaking a sweat. Like, they still...
Plus we've learned that the agents have leveled up.
Yeah, but...
Yeah, the agents have leveled up, but apparently also been nerfed, because now they're not nearly as threatening as they were.
Yeah, because, I think the problem is because they needed Smith to still be the, uber threat. But yeah, it was like, okay, Morpheus is doing fine against this agent. I remember in the last movie, he got his ass kicked by one. Like, unless we assume that maybe they're learning stuff from Neo, but I don't buy that. Like, because he's supposed to be unique. It's very perplexing.
It did bother me a little bit that they recast the agents. I wish they had gotten the same actor. But
yeah, that would have been nice. Well, I guess, it's they're new models, though, so I guess.
Yeah.
That's maybe the idea.
Speaking of casting, so, obviously our three main heroes, Trinity, Neo, Morpheus, they come back.
Mm-hmm.
We get a new pilot/operator.
Yeah, they kill Tank off screen.
And I was wondering about that, so I looked it up, and it turns out the actor who played Tank, Marcus Chong, when they were, originally the Wachowskis wanted him in the sequels, but he had apparently demanded, now this is all alleged, I don't want to, but the story goes that they had offered him basically not very much, probably below what he should have gotten. But then he countered with, give me the same that, you're paying Fishburne and such,
Reeves.
Yeah, pay, basically give me a A-lister salary, and they were
to sit in front of a screen and react like you're Ice Cube in War of the Worlds.
Yeah, right. So the Wachowskis were basically like called his bluff and were like, no, we're not going to do that. We're just going to kill you off screen. But then apparently there's all this drama where like he had allegedly made threatening phone calls.
He apparently has released a documentary of it somewhere on, I think it might be even on YouTube. I haven't looked for it.
According to Wikipedia, it's on his YouTube.
Okay, I haven't watched it, but if he's telling his side of the story, you might get that. But it's through a
very
lens.
Murky.
Yeah, exactly. It sounds like that's why I keep saying using hedging language, because I don't know the full story. I don't know that anybody who's unbiased has the full story.
The version I read was like there had been a verbal offer of more money, and then when the contracts actually came out, it was lower, and so yeah, there's some murky shit.
So yeah, it was kind of weird and hand wavy that it's just like, oh yeah, Tank's gone.
Like that one,
now,
I guess.
And now we have the guy from Lost.
Yeah, I guess for that one, it was just like, my assumption was just always like he ended up succumbing to his wounds.
Oh yeah, the wounds. I didn't think of that.
He just said that because he was grievously injured by Cypher.
Yeah, and also presumably they've also had other run-ins with monsters at some point. And
yeah, but I think for me it was just I honestly thought they said, but I was like, oh no, I guess I just made that up.
They don't even say his name in this movie. It's
they don't, do
the
they?
Sister. I don't know if I have the sister's name. Who's banging Link?
Yeah. Was it Z? Was it
I
Z?
think so, yeah.
Maybe, I don't remember. But her saying, like, I lost two brothers, and Link brings up Dozer a bunch of times.
Yeah, he does.
As, well, I promised Dozer I would stick with Morpheus. I'm like, Dozer's dead. You can renege on that promise pretty easily. No one's gonna know.
Kinda wish Gina Torres had played Z, because Z was not a great actor.
No, she wasn't great.
Apparently, she was originally Ilea. But then died in a plane crash.
Yeah.
Car crash?
Plane crash.
Plane crash.
Yeah, she was plane crash.
But yeah, I was like, was that Gina Torres? And we're not going to see her the rest. That's too bad. I like her. Come back.
Yeah, kind of the whatever's going on in Zion, and maybe it's because this is kind of stretched out over two movies. It's hard for you to kind of like get a purchase on what their deal is. And why I should care about any of these people, especially the little boy who's hero worshipping all over.
Fucking Mouse
Neo.
2.0.
He's fucking that kid from who hero worships Data in Star Trek. I already can't stand that kid.
Yeah,
and we've barely seen him.
He's very annoying. I do not recall what comes of him. But yeah, I did keep thinking during this, like...
He definitely gets killed, though, right? Like, obviously.
Who knows?
We'll see next week.
He's gonna be a hero, and I'm gonna make Neo proud. I'm gonna defend Zion. Oh my god, I've been shot by a robot.
Yeah, I genuinely don't remember. But, like, I just kept thinking, and next week we will see, but, like, I'm just like, I bet they could have just slimmed out some of these sequences, and this could have been told in one movie.
Oh, probably. Oh, that's true. But
easily.
Like, they're so the thing is they were handed a whole bunch of fucking money.
Yeah, yeah.
Like you have to go and create all these absolutely bonkers fight sequences, and some of them are fucking great. Like I do think the freeway chase is very cool.
Yeah,
because that's also something that's very different.
Yeah. What I appreciate a lot about it was knowing that a lot of it was real. They built a stretch of highway. It was like in this age of everything is CG, like it's like, wow, real stunt people actually crashed vehicles and shit.
Yeah, they taught Carrie-Anne Moss how to ride a fucking motorcycle. Yeah,
there's still blue screen and some CG and this, that, but the majority of that sequence, and even the majority of the Smith fight, is real, and that I appreciate. In fact, some of my favorite bits of the Smith fight are bits where you can see those little fuck-ups that let you know it's real. Like, if you watch, like, there's a moment where, like, clearly somebody was wearing, like, a Hugo Weaving mask, and it didn't fit quite right. And there was another moment where a guy.
I don't know if any of them had masks. I know they did. They did a whole full facial scan of Hugo Weaving, and a lot of them
pasted it. Okay.
Yeah, were digitally pasted onto people.
Yeah, all right. And there was definitely at least one guy where like they must have forgotten to paste or something, because like that is just a guy with his hair. But
yeah, that's just a guy. Like there's some great photos and videos of just a bunch of Smiths standing around together with Hugo Weaving.
Yeah. And that's great. Like, I love that when it's analog, it's so cool.
Yeah, like there's a great video that I showed Jake last night, and then Jake fell asleep in the middle of the making of the Burly Brawl. And
nice.
it is very cool, because it is kind of in 3 different chunks of the initial brawl that's like all choreographed. Like they show the martial artists who choreographed the whole fight, and then they wore like the bright balls on themselves and motion captured themselves. And then taught Keanu, he says 500 moves, which is insane. It took 27 days to film that fight.
That's almost as long as it takes to watch it.
And then they start talking about the different technologies that they use as it gets further and further and further into the fight. Like the set that they built for it, which is just one big sound stage. That's enormous. It's very cool.
Yeah, it's also crazy to think like, I think I've said before repeatedly, to like not necessarily on the air, but like all the times that man has had to like learn fighting for movies, Keanu Reeves could kick my ass. But there's a good chance Hugo Weaving could also destroy me. And he's like, how old now?
You're setting the bar kind of low, Chris.
I mean, yes. I mean, a stiff breeze could probably knock me over on a bad day. But I'm just saying. It's funny to think like all these actors have learned all this stuff. And I wonder if Hugo Weaving can still beat the shit out of people.
I'm sure he could. He seems cool.
Yes. Yeah, no, I will say that. Like every time he was there, being Big Johnny Smith's ass, like every line was just delivered gloriously. Like
I have my favorite in front of me, and it's so good. He pops up in front of, I forget who, somebody, some rando, and who says, "Oh God," and he says, "Smith will suffice."
I liked when it was the other agent, and he's like, "You, me," and then he stabs him. Also me, or what, me too.
Me.
And it's like, that's dialogue that in the hands of a less capable actor would have just been terrible, but he just strikes the right balance, like, on the knife's edge between camp and threatening, and nails it.
Yeah, there's something about his voice throughout this whole movie that is very fun. Like, I forgive a lot of this movie because of, like, things like that. Yeah. And also, because, back when I rewatched this last, it was for my Voyager fanfic. Links below. I'm really proud of that one. Unimatrix Zero Reloaded. You did? Oh, good. Okay, good.
Yes, because you mentioned it last week, too.
Because this is the one that I really, like, kind of homaged the whole Burly fight in that fanfic. Okay. And I tried to pull, not a Mr. Anderson, but a Mr. Hansen. Because it was Magnus Hansen in my fanfic.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, I remember when you mentioned that, I was vaguely confused because I remembered your Chakotay Voyager fanfic, and I was like, what the hell from that was The Matrix? And then I was like, oh, wait, no, there was the other one. Yeah, and I should say, I will say this, like, for all that I'm being kind of down on it, like, it was far better than I remembered it being, and, like, I think the zeitgeist, or at least, like, what's the word I want? The way I think it is thought of in the public eye.
Yeah, the general negativity.
Is, like, overdone. Like, I think it's still entertaining. I was like, I'm getting a little bored of this sequence now, but overall, like, yeah, it's entertaining.
Yeah, I think it really doesn't hold a candle to the first one.
No, wasn't that because the first one was tighter?
So many movies don't, yeah.
Like, I think that was its main issue. It's like they just threw a lot of money at it and they kind of went a little insane.
You know what else is kind of bonkers about this movie is how fucking horny it is.
Yes! Oh my God, why?
Incredibly horny. And I don't know where this was coming from, because we've got the whole orgy scene.
Yep.
We've got just a straight up sex scene between Neo and Trinity.
Yep.
We have the woman eating cake the way Troy eats cake.
Orgasm cake.
And then we enter her vagina for some reason, and I'm confused.
Yeah, and then
we just have that kissing scene. Kiss me like you'd kiss her. It's like, what were you guys on when you wrote this?
And I think maybe that's really, too, what really colored my perception of it. Because, like, it's funny because, of course, I was like, in theory, prime age for like horny movie, you know?
Yeah,
like I was,
this was 2003, late teens.
Yeah, late teen, like 19 years old. Like in theory, I should be like, yeah. But I was a weird fridge as a teenager. So I was like, why is this here? I'm uncomfortable. Stop it.
It's the thing I remember about the movie,
right.
After having not seen it for a while. It's like, oh, it's the one with that weird orgy scene and Neo and Trinity banging in an oven.
Yeah, my main memories of this were weird cave rave orgy.
Like, I forgot the architect was in this because I thought that was the following movie.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if he was going to show up in this or the next one either. But yeah, I mostly remembered weird cave orgy and orgasm cake. And it was like, what is this fucking movie? And like, it's still there, but it is less... It's not as prominent as I remembered it being. Because again, it really confused the fuck out of me. Because again, I was a weird... by teenage boy standards, I was strange. I was like, I do not... What are you? You're distracting me with your weird sex shit. Stop it. Well, I'm gonna blame when I'm being raised Catholic.
Yeah, it felt like the wrong tone.
It felt gratuitous.
Yeah,
in my opinion, and I like.
Especially because none of this was in the first one, really.
Right.
We had the woman in the red dress, and it was like, you like that? And that's really all we got.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was all the sexiness. And just like, it just felt so much of this movie just seemed incredibly unnecessary. Like the whole Merovingian plot alone just felt to me like, why?
That actor was great in that role, though.
The actor was great.
I loved him. I loved watching him. I don't know if I have no idea what the fuck he was there for.
I thought the whole, I enjoyed this because I thought that the fight in the
stairwell.
The whatever
landing,
the grand staircase. I thought that was probably the best fight of the film in terms of the choreography looking cool.
I can't say no to Burly Brawl.
I know, but like the Burly Brawl was just a cartoon show. But the one in the hallway, it actually felt like some cool martial arts action. So I liked that, but like just the convoluted plot that it took us to get to. Okay, we go to see... Neo goes to see the Oracle on his own, who tells him, oh, you got to go find the Keymaster. And then
Keymaster is being held hostage by the Merovingian. And then we go to this Merovingian, who, again, just out of nowhere, we go have this creepy lunch scene. Cake.
And then a big fight. And it just seemed like there was so much going on. It took so many steps to get from A to B to C to get and then we get the Keymaster and oh my God, he's saying, oh, now we got to go to this. There's a building with no stairwell and no elevator and nothing but doors and many doors, so many doors. Shut the fuck up.
There were definitely moments, especially with the Merovingian and all that, where it felt like the Wachowskis really wanted to make a Bond movie, because the Merovingian very much feels like a Bond villain. Funny enough, Persephone, Monica Bellucci, will later be in Spectre, but like, yeah, it was like, oh, this is interesting. And again, I'm sitting there and I'm just kind of like, well, wait. So what's going on with Machine Society? Like, he's got a hostage who's also a program, and he's a program, and how come no one's going out? Like, I kind of wanted to know a little more about what the fuck was going on, because it sounds like, again, like, the assumption from the first film, because we only see things from a very narrow perspective, is like the machines are a united monolith. And it turns out, nope. And there is something interesting in the idea of like whether they realize it. Like, there's stuff they're trying to do clearly that's there, but not explored in any deep way. Because like that first shot of not the first shot, but like one of the early shots of Zion, you look down into the well of like the apartment complex and all this, and it reminds you so much of that initial shot of like the birthing fields from the first one, and it's like we're in a very similar position actually, and they kind of play with that a little with the on the nose discussion between Admiral Doherty and Keanu in the engineering section, where it's like, how free are we really in our current state? And again, the machines seem to have just turned into people with relationships and rivalries and pettinesses and factions. And Smith is just spreading like he was pissed off at humans for doing in the first movie. Like,
what does he smell like?
Yes. It's like, they're all sort of, but everyone is just locked in this eternal clusterfuck of not recognizing they're all the same people, I think is what they're going for. Maybe?
I guess, but it ends up feeling like an 8-year-old telling you a story. And then Agent Smith comes and then another one and then there's a bunch of Agent Smiths. Oh, but then the Keymaster's there but before that we go and we see the Merovingian and then and he's got these twins that are like they turn into ghosts. They're creepy. And then we go on the highway and like and Trinity's there and she's on a motorbike and she drives off a truck and then oh my god and then Niobe is there and you thought he was gonna fall, but no, he landed on Niobe's car because she was there the whole time. But then the agent turns into the other agent and they crash their trucks into each other in an explosion.
8-year-olds were creative back in 2023.
They really were.
Yeah, and yeah. That was also the interesting thing is like it also suffered, I think, a little from wanting to be this multimedia thing. Because like, Niobe, you feel like she's not really a major presence, like, because she was kind of made more for the game that came between the movies. And like she's a major that's where most of her story and lore is.
Okay.
Oh, she's got a great look. I like her look.
She does.
Get her name out of your mouth, Chris.
Yes. Yeah, so there's ideas there that are interesting, but don't feel like they're pursued or are only kind of looked at a very surface level. And I don't know if it's because they didn't want to bore the audience or if they thought they were cleverer than they were. And that's, where I'm sort of torn.
They thought they had to up the ante from The Matrix, but really they didn't. If they had just told us another story with the same kind of scope, I would have been way happier. Honestly, I would have been very, me at the time wouldn't have said this, but I'll say this now with the benefit of hindsight and maturity. We didn't need a sequel. The Matrix was great. We could have just left it there and been fine.
That's, I feel like that's kind of just true of a lot. Like, one Matrix would have been fine. One Bill and Ted would have been fine. One John Wick was more than, the original is good. I don't want to say it's more. One John Wick, great. Every sequel was unnecessary.
Yeah. And I get it. And I think I said this when we were talking about other movies. I don't even remember which ones, but you do a film because you have a story you want to tell.
Yeah.
And then you do
a sequel because they give you money to.
Because you want the money. Every now and again you'll get the rare sequel that actually has something to say, actually has a point of view. No. Ghostbusters 2 is the epitome of this problem because they didn't even bother making a new movie. They just recycled the script from the first movie. Now, I don't know if Justice still listens to this show. I know he's a big fan of Ghostbusters 2. And I love Ghostbusters 2 as well. I love Janos.
I love Vigo. I think he's cool.
I think Vigo's great.
He's such a prick.
Yeah, I like that film a lot. But no one can deny that it wasn't just a retread.
Yeah. Oh, and Keanu's not in it, but I still think we could have stopped at one Jurassic Park.
Oh yeah.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah. The Jurassic Park sequels are diminishing returns.
Yeah, there are probably few movies that you're like that deserve is the wrong word. That do anything worthy of the original.
I'll say this, one film that, and we've talked about this film, one film that really nails it.
Back to the Future.
With the sequel. No, I wouldn't even say Back to the Future. I would say a film that nails it and it pulls it off because the filmmaking was just that damn competent.
Gremlins the New Batch.
Is Aliens.
Oh, well, that's interesting. And that's kind of in the same way that I think of Back to the Future as having a really good sequel and then a really good third one, is each one is unique.
Yeah.
Yeah, Aliens is a just completely different genre, basically. Not completely, but...
Yeah, it's almost like, we took inspiration from Alien and made Aliens.
Yeah.
And therefore it's allowed to kind of be its own thing, like it almost stands on its own.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I'd say actually Terminator 2
Yep.
I think is a pretty successful one.
That's a good one.
It turns out James Cameron's just a really great filmmaker.
Who knew? Actually, no, we all knew.
I'm still waiting for his second Titanic, man. That's going to blow doors off of.
Oh, yeah.
Oof.
But even he's kind of fallen victim to this shit with the avatars, because honestly, they're all just pretty much
first one.
They're all just spectacle, honestly, you know. But
it's a damn good spectacle.
He's allowed.
Another thing that I was looking with this, and I couldn't tell if it was intentional or not, but it did feel like everything was so much more stylized in this one that, how do I put it? Like, I feel like with the first one, there were moments where you felt like, because I had mentioned last week how, like, there were so much of the world of the Matrix that the people lived in who didn't know they were in the Matrix still was just kind of gross. And then everything here is, like, kind of shinier and fancier, and it feels like there's less distinction between the world of the Matrix that is knowing it's, like it feels like
no idea what you're trying to say, Chris.
Yeah, it's hard to put into words. Like, it feels like we're always in sort of a shiny part of the Matrix. Like, okay, so here's what sort of exemplified the issue for me. Is like, when we're in the Merovingians restaurant scene, is everyone in that room a program, or are some of them people who are in the Matrix who don't know they're in the Matrix, you know?
I was wondering that too. Like, did Cake Coming Lady think was she a program?
Yeah, like that's, and like so the lines are blurring. Like, it's become harder to tell just from glancing, like who is a person versus who is a program. And again, maybe that was intentional.
I'm not sure you even meant to think about it.
I was happier with the impression I got from the first movie was basically everybody's a human except the agents.
Yeah, that's what it felt like in the first one, whereas now in this one it feels like
a bunch of them.
Yeah, and some of them seem to just live there happily.
They're just part of the thing.
Yeah,
which I guess makes sense.
Or being tortured in prison, like the Keymaker, who I like.
Or that. Yeah, he was. I quite liked his actor actually. I think he was as far as a character goes, he did a really good job being that odd little locksmith. Oh, that was something I wanted to mention earlier when we first brought up the Merovingian too. I'd forgotten about the line. This is a great fucking line. Is like wiping your ass with silk. Is such a good line, and again, a very good delivery too.
I love it. I didn't write down the translation but I heard it. I think on Mr. Sunday Movies or somewhere. The translation of when he speaks in French, and it's just a stream of profanity. Beautiful.
I mean, I figured it had to be, but he rattled it off so smoothly too. Like that was lovely.
Like silk on an asshole.
Yeah, exactly. What a waste of silk, but I do wonder what it would feel like.
Yeah, like a fabric square.
So help me parse through some of what the architect was going on.
Oh goodness, good luck.
Because I'm pretty sure I got the gist of it, but. So
Neo is his own grandpa, right?
Well, no. So the idea is they every now and again, the Matrix has to be rebooted.
That's what it sounds like.
Reloaded.
It needs to be reloaded. Yeah, we have just like you tried turning it off and turning it on again. But to do that, for some reason, we need to destroy Zion. Not explained why.
The impression I was under was not necessarily that you had to destroy Zion, but it was just like, we might as well just wipe all the slates clean. Like, we're gonna reboot the Matrix. Like, it feels like what makes it just keeps happening. Where, like, humanity builds up and their little war builds up, and, the the little 0.1% issue has built and built and built and built. Basically, it sounds like things build until you get the one. And then it's like, all right, time for a hard reset. So they reset the whole Matrix, but also that's when they decide to stop letting the humans play war. Like, it sounds like even the act of them having their little war and their rebellion is actually just something the machines allow to happen, because the humans who are outside of the Matrix thinking they have some sort of agency is in and of itself part of their whole scheme.
But here's the thing, right? If I were the architect, here's what I would do. So it sounds like the reason that they allow even Zion to exist in the first place is so that they can like get people that are not conformant out of the Matrix because they're dangerous to the system, right? Like
that's what it sounds like. Yeah,
we want to get the Trinities, the Morpheuses. We want to get them out.
Yeah.
Why not just kill them? Why not just kill those ones? If you find someone that's one of those 0.1 percenters or whatever, just kill them.
Aren't they trying to at all times?
But like, it sounds like the whole, the one has to release the, 5 men and 13 women or whatever it was.
It's 16 women and 7 men, which is a terrible gene pool.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah, well, but they're gonna free more minds, right? That's the whole thing. Anyway,
so hang on. Those seven men, 16 women. We still have all the people in pods.
Yeah.
What are these people? These are the people that are now freed?
No, so the idea is the machines are going to go to Zion, kill literally everybody, wipe it out. And then Neo is going to pick 23 people from pods. From pods. Yeah. And they're going to be the first. The new Zion. The founders of the new Zion.
And the impression
but we won't tell them that.
Well, the impression I was under is like they're going to think that they're the first people to ever break out of the Matrix.
Absolutely. Yeah. And then that's what Morpheus said in the first movie, that the one was like the one that freed the first humans.
Yeah, right.
And
that's right.
And it also probably means, we don't know how long the cycle goes, but it probably means that the date that Morpheus gave Neo in the first film, way off. Because he's assuming that this is the first
if Zion
Matrix.
is this populated, this is going on for a bit.
Yeah, he said it's been like at least a century of war, but it's actually like Neo is the 6th one. So it's probably closer to 600 to 700 years.
Yeah.
So we're like somewhere in the 28th or 9th century at this point, it turns out.
So what is the point of allowing a Zion to exist at all?
Right. Well, that's my question. Like, okay, why do you need to free the people?
Humans need their struggle, their suffering?
Why not make a new program that's like fake Morpheus that does the whole thing with the red pill and the blue pill and makes everybody think that they're going to get freed, but then it just kills them. It's just poison. Red or blue, you're just poisoned. I
think there is a fan theory that predates the 4th film, which again I've not seen. I don't know what the 4th film addresses exactly, and maybe this is completely contradicted by the 4th film. But there are people who have said, like, since the 3rd one came out, that, there's actually another layer to all this, and even the people who think they are freed are in fact just still in the Matrix.
Oh, I think that was implicit in the final scene of this film when somehow Neo is able to take down a bunch of sentinels with his mind.
Oh, well, because he got Wi-Fi installed.
Oh.
Yeah, that's all.
Because
he got an upgrade.
Neo's just outside the Matrix, Neo is just
a guy,
a human. He shouldn't have any superpowers, yet somehow he has the Force.
Yeah, no. Again, like he got a Wi-Fi upgrade while he was in there. Thank you, Hedy Lamarr. No, she's Bluetooth. Anyway, or is it Wi-Fi?
I don't know. There was a point in early in the film that I just found myself really referencing so much of the final the Star Wars movies where it's he flies now, and then of course somehow Smith returned.
Yeah, that's true. Oh my god!
Now there are 2 of them. Now there are 80 of them.
Now there are 2 to the 50th power of. Oh my god!
That's way too many Smiths.
Yeah, it's a fascinatingly odd picture. And it's funny, as we've sat here talking about it, and again, I realize I've been sort of down on it, but I'm growing more fond of it as I talk about how fucking weird it is.
It is quite weird.
But I don't hate it, like it's flawed, but still fascinating. And pretty, deeply pretty, and the score holds up.
Yeah, and it's also still rewatchable, I think.
Yeah.
Like there are movies that are confounding that you're like, that's enough of that.
Yeah.
But this, like, I happily rewatch this movie.
Yeah, no, I would definitely watch it again. It's like, yeah. There's plenty of movies I've seen where it's like, that was terrible. Or then there's movies, I think, as I've said before, like Children of Men is an amazing movie I never want to watch again. Like, I remember walking out of that thinking that was an amazing film. I never need to be that sad ever again.
I mean, I don't know. I'm a little cooler on this film, I think, than the two of you are. I would say I watch this again? Probably, but I don't know if it's anything I would ever seek out. I would watch The Matrix anytime. I think that movie is phenomenal.
One is so good. Like, it had been a while since I'd seen it.
I think, I mean, and I don't say this lightly, I would sooner rewatch the Star Wars prequels before choosing to watch Matrix Reloaded. I would not watch
even Attack of the Clones.
Well, of course, Attack of the Clones. It has his favorite character.
Well, even though I strongly think that that's a terrible, terrible movie, that film has a soft spot in my heart that I don't have for this film. I will say this: I was so excited for The Matrix Reloaded to come out.
Oh my god! I remember the hype. It was
so hyped because The Matrix was such like a surprise hit.
Yeah,
it was like, and I said this last time. It was like nothing I'd ever seen before, and I would see movies that had like bullet time, and I'd be like, oh, I got to see that because it could be The Matrix. There was a movie, a Jet Li movie that called The One. That was like, oh, is this a Matrix thing? It wasn't. And
there was that Christian Bale Fahrenheit 451 Matrix mashup picture.
Yeah, there's like, there's a lot of like everyone was trying to do The Matrix, and we had to wait so long. We had to wait, what, 3 or 4, like almost 4 years or something before this movie came out. 3.5 years? I don't know. We had to wait a long fucking time for this movie.
Yep. And
I was so hype. And I remember going and watching it, and I left the theater, and my only thought was, what the fuck was that? And I never saw the third one.
And this was still teenage Jake at that point.
I did see it years later.
Oh, okay.
I did end up seeing The Matrix Revolutions much later, but I didn't even give enough of a shit after watching this movie. The Matrix at the time, I feel very confident in saying The Matrix was my favorite movie when I was, at this age. I didn't give enough of a shit after watching this movie to go and watch the third one. So
I don't remember what my takeaway was. Like, I definitely saw the third one in theaters when it came out because I just have to see how it ends. I know that much, but I genuinely don't remember. I remember everything leading up to it. It's this time and place kind of thing. Like, this was back when the internet was still a baby to a lot of the public, and marketing was still like. So much stuff that we just take for granted in film marketing now was kind of just being born between, again, like I said, it was I don't know if it was this or the prequels that kind of came up with character one sheets. Back in the day, a movie got a fucking poster. Maybe it got regional variants. But, it was one of these pictures that started the idea of, there's the movie poster. But then there's the poster that's just Neo and just Trinity and just Morpheus and just Skywalker and just Bilbo and all that. And it was, the creation of what we now just take for granted as film marketing. But also that period where, the internet was less corporatized. So there was still just a lot of, random, basically fan-driven sites, and most media sites were fan-driven, and you were just going to websites scrounging for the latest little tidbit that the studio remembered to give to because they were still mostly talking to print media and television media officially, and it was such a different time for marketing and hype building. And yeah, I remember though because again, by the time it came out, I was in college, but when they were building up to it, I was still in high school, and I vaguely even recall sitting around in high school and, talking about the latest shit we'd read about the next Matrix and how exciting it was.
What? It's interesting, though, because I feel like this time, the early 2000s, there was so much going on movies-wise.
Yeah.
There was
I said, it was, you had the prequels, this, Lord of the Rings. When was Black Pearl? That was around this time.
It might have been a little later, but
I've never heard of this movie.
The Pirates of the Caribbean.
Oh, okay.
The only good Pirates of the Caribbean. Again,
it was. I think it was after this, but around the same time, yeah, you had the prequels, you had Lord of the Rings, all this stuff coming out. there was a lot of shit to go watch at the movies.
There really was.
Most of it was pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was a time where I was trying to remember when I first saw any of these movies, and there was just a time between like college and high school where if you didn't have something going on, oh, what's at the theater? Let's go.
Yeah.
And now it's like if I want to go to the theater at all, it's only because the movie warrants seeing in the theater.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because maybe it will look particularly good in IMAX or something.
Yeah, like I hate going to movies now if I don't have to, It's very hard to get me to not just go, I'll see it when it's on home video.
Yeah.
Gotta see more movies in like the Omni Theater. That was cool.
That was fun. But even then, it's like it's more fun when it's like, when you're seeing like Wrath of Khan or Galaxy Quest. I don't know if like someone released a new movie in the Omni Theater, I'd be like, that's how I want to experience a film for the first time. It's like that's how I want
never for the first time. No.
Yeah. It's a fun idea for certain.
Yeah, like when Jake and I saw Project Hail Mary in the Omni Theater at the Museum of Science because we had already seen it twice before.
Fair enough.
Because there are certain things that stretched out over how many degrees would that wall go, like Jake? Like 180 degrees at least?
Maybe not quite that. Yeah, it's a
big fucker.
Big rounded screen that if you're not seeing the detail, you might be a little lost.
Yeah.
Probably not the best place to see a movie first run, but definitely. But yeah, I don't know. I agree. There were so many time like that thing that like the movie subscription movie pass that's gone now, but it was a thing for a while. I probably would have made good use of that at this time in the early 2000s because there were just, like every week there was something interesting at least to go look at. But now if I go to the movies 3 times a year, that's a lot.
Yeah. Well, it's funny too because like so much of it is like trying to recapture this moment. They're working on another Lord of the Rings based movie.
The Silmarillion one, right?
No, Hunt for Gollum, which is literally a line and a half in one of the novels, and they're going to make a whole movie out of it.
It's not Peter Jackson, is it?
No, Andy Serkis.
Oh, well,
is that the one they're trying to rope Stephen Colbert into?
No, he's writing a different one for them.
Okay.
So that's what I mean. They're still trying to do Lord of the Rings. They're doing
There's also the Amazon TV series.
Yeah, they're doing a 5th Shrek. The first Shrek came out around this early 2000s period. It just hit its 25th anniversary. They're still trying to figure out Star Wars. Like, studios have hit some sort of early 2000s Arrested Development. It's really weird. We got a 4th Matrix. They're working on a 5th for some reason. It's weird.
It's because those are the movies people will pay money to see.
Will they?
I feel like a lot of other, like, if you're, I'd be curious to see, like, what, like, someone who works in a theater, like, says people come to the most.
Yeah.
Because how do you get your foot in the door with a new movie if no one's heard of it? You have to get word out. How do you get word out? Someone has to have gone and seen it first.
But the tricky part now is becoming, like, even the seemingly sure bets. Like, Mandalorian Grogu did very poorly for a Star Wars film. The last handful of Marvel films have not done well by, again, Marvel standards. Like,
they're probably still doing better than like a fully original movie, though.
Oh yes, they are, but it's getting to the point where the absurd budgets they're giving them are not giving them the returns they want, and studios are definitely panicking a little of like, okay, so we stopped making original things because people just wanted the same thing, but now they don't want the same thing anymore. Oh God, what the fuck do we do? And they have not figured it out yet.
Yeah, it's fucking stupid. Yeah, I don't know. It's interesting because you have a film like Project Hail Mary, which it's an adaptation, but it's not a huge media franchise like Star Wars or Marvel. But it as far as I know, it did pretty freaking well.
Yeah, no, it was very successful, especially for a, like you said, a non-franchise genre picture.
Yeah, especially something sci-fi. But I feel like they also I was seeing so much marketing that I don't see for other movies. And maybe it's because of my Facebook algorithm or what have you, or what commercials they were playing during the Olympics, because I don't watch a lot of television otherwise. What commercials am I even seeing anymore? Like, how am I getting information?
Yeah, and I wonder about that, because, again, everything's supposedly algorithmically driven, but, I got most of what I heard about Project Hail Mary came from you guys. You know, like my algorithm knows I'm a middle-aged white dude that likes nerd shit, but it mostly just really wants me to get into far-right talking heads.
I don't know how you... Well, the thing though, Chris, you interact with fucking assholes on the internet.
Your algorithm is based on what you engage with.
No, that's just it though. I like, legitimately, I don't go into comments. I spend so much of my time blocking these like I keep blocking them, and they're like, all right, you didn't like that one, what about these 5? And I'm like, no.
Chris, every couple of days to weeks, you will post something that's like, look how I owned this guy in a comment section.
No, I post I haven't posted a reply in a long time.
Okay, you're used to a lot though.
That was a very long time ago. And that's the thing, is like, I get it more now. I'm just saying the internet's trying to turn everyone into racists.
I mean, yes, that's true. Anyway.
2003 was pretty freaking big for movies, man. I just was looking at some of the other ones. Big Fish was 2003.
Oh, Big Fish. So good.
I will stand by. That was Tim Burton's last good movie. He should have stopped making films after that.
You've said this many times.
I'd go with that. I know I don't know if you all have seen this. I've talked about it myriad times, but Master and Commander was 2003.
Oh, you love that movie.
That is a phenomenal movie.
I forget if that's one you forced me to watch or if it's one
No, you haven't. You haven't. It's got Russell Crowe.
I feel like
that's not a selling point for me. I don't care.
I feel like that's a movie that actually did quite well that somehow didn't get a sequel.
Is that the one that's all about a boat or something?
Yes.
It's about seamen.
Yeah,
on the high seas.
During the Napoleonic War, I think, right?
Yeah, it's so good. It's so good. It's so good. It's basically Star Trek and on the sea.
It sounds like a yawn fest.
It is not. It is very exciting.
Yeah, maybe that's what it is. Maybe I think it was bigger than it was because I do feel like a lot of Star Trek people are into it. Maybe that's why I think it's bigger than it was.
Anyway,
it didn't do great.
The last note I wanted to bring up, because every movie I'm trying to pick like my favorite IMDb random fucking note.
Yes, you mentioned that last week.
The hair and makeup department went through 84 bottles of hair gel during filming.
That's it? Like, honestly, I would have expected so much more just for Carrie-Anne Moss.
Oh, see, I was wondering if this is just for all the Smiths.
Well, that's what I mean. Because hers was just so slicked. But yes, he's got like everyone has. Everyone with hair. Larry just had a razor, but like everyone with hair's had such elaborate hairdos. Like honestly, I am shocked the number is that. Unless maybe they were like really big bottles of hair gel.
Maybe
like, industrial.
That would seem right.
Yeah, tubs of hair gel. Because yes, it was a gel fest. But yeah, no, I went into this not sure what to expect. Came out a little underwhelmed. And now at the end of our conversation, a little more whelmed. What a funny little film.
Yeah, somehow this is one of those movies that I know we've talked about, like, my typical inability to turn off my brain and enjoy fun. This is one of those movies that I can just have fun watching because I don't necessarily follow any of the plot.
Yeah. Well, in reality, not loads happens, really.
Reloads.
Yeah.
I keep forgetting about Kane. He shows up and I'm like, oh yeah, this fucking guy.
Well, that's Smith,
right?
Right. Yeah, the guy who's Smith hacked.
Yes, I forgot about that somehow.
I have to say, that is a pretty cool power now that Smith has, though. Like,
yeah,
can take over the brains of people in the real world.
Yeah. I don't quite remember how. Yeah, I don't remember where any of this goes. It's really going to be interesting because, again, my memory of the next one is so non-existent. I remember again.
I'm guessing he's going to have to fight Neo at some point in the real world.
What?
Again, the main things I remembered were Architect, Weirdly Horny, and the scores. I do love both of the scores still.
Oh yeah, for definitely the music for these are so poppy.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm quite looking forward to seeing how this ends, because I don't quite remember. Or I guess not ends, because then they unended it with a fourth one for some reason.
Money. For money.
Yes. We're not just doing this for money. We're doing it for a shitload of money. And even that's getting a fucking sequel now. Jesus Christ.
See, if I were doing this movie, and I knew I wanted to bring Hugo Weaving back as
many
Smith,
Hugo Weavings.
Well, no, I would just bring him back once, but as like a completely unhinged monster. Like Abe, like just, I don't know, just like have him like remember when when the T-1000 got all fucked up after he was frozen and smashed, and like his
that's the
he was
Terminator, right?
Yeah, like
yes.
when he was walking around that metal plant, like he kept like transforming into things unintentionally.
Yeah.
Like shit like that. Like just have him all fucking glitched out because of whatever Neo did to him. But then he like turns like 400 feet tall and's like Godzillaing a city or some shit. And then it would make sense. And then it would make sense. No, you do that all practical. They did the Japanese did that in like the 60s.
I was like, just put Hugo Weaving in a cardboard box city.
Yeah.
Oh, I'd pay money for that.
Then it would make sense because the architect would just be like, yeah, we got to reboot the Matrix because that fucking monster is destroying
it.
Neo, what did you do?
Like, yes, ergo, concordantly, every 40, however many years.
While he's in the middle of his fucking yapping, like a giant Hugo Weaving hand just smashes through the wall of TVs, grabs the architect, and drags him screaming out.
Yes.
Colonel Sanders looking motherfucker.
Scales a skyscraper.
Oh, we didn't even talk about the stupid ending with Trinity. And, like...
But how Neo has cured death. Neo
just
like
reaches inside
blood.
and starts her electronic heart.
See that I'll give them, because again, it's like the Matrix just tricks your mind into thinking you're dead. So like he untricked her mind. Like that, honestly, to me is the least stretchy part.
But like, couldn't he have just gotten her to a phone before she died? And like got her out of there, she'd have been fine, right?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Would she still be grievously injured, lethally injured?
No, because she's not at all injured in the real world.
But again, the mind gets tricked.
He had to be computer Jesus, damn it. She's Lazarus now.
Well, will we see more computer Jesus?
I believe so.
Excellent.
Smith will suffice.
When will we see this?
Next week. Next week, we will be continuing through the Keanussance and the Matrix. We will not be concluding the Matrix. We will be concluding the original run of the Matrix with the Matrix Revolutions. Until then, you can follow us on Facebook and Blue Sky and Tumblr. We are SSHP Podcast or A Star to Steer Her By. We live
go
on
read my fanfic.
Yes, go read Aim's fanfic, which I would have linked last week as well.
Link it again.
Okay, Abe Lincoln. What? Anyway, yes.
Did you say Abe Lincoln?
I did. No, I said, hey, Blink. Oh, man. I haven't watched that in a while. Anyway, point is, thank you for joining us. Join us again next week as we slouch ever closer to Picard. Oh, God.
It's coming.
This has been Chris.
We can only delay so much. This has been Agent Ames.
And this is
always
Jake.
That's impressive.
Is it?